So Gail, you're Filtermist QSHE manager. So can you tell us why competency is so important for our engineers?
It's important because the customers that we go and visit require to ensure they comply with the regulations that the engineers and the work that we're sending. The engineers that we send to their site are fully trained and competent to ensure that they comply with the regulations.
And how does the HSE define competency? What does competency mean to them?
There's a combination of things. It's skills, training, knowledge and experience, and it's a combination of those things. Once engineers are qualified, their ongoing work within that area, the experience they gain from carrying out the work is what then adds into their level of competency. So the longer that you've been doing something, the more knowledge you build up, the greater your skills, the greater your experience, it makes you become competent.
Okay, and so obviously Filtermist, we've got some of our guys been here for 20 plus years, haven't they? So we've got some, really skilled, experienced people on our team. And presumably, obviously, their knowledge is then passed down to the next generation that's coming through as well, so they're mentoring.
Because we do that on a mentoring programme as well, absolutely. We bring on new engineers, we have them trained to P601, P604, but they're mentored by our long-standing experienced engineers.
Okay. And can you tell me how else Filtermist make sure that our engineers are competent?
Sure, good question. There's a variety of things that we do with that. We have a skills matrix. So we determine by the job what's required, so the knowledge, experience, skills that are required for that particular job. We then carry out an evaluation of that engineer or that person and look at what training they'll be required to undertake, whether that be internally and externally. Obviously, I've just mentioned we ensure all our engineers are trained to P601 and 604. There is evaluation of those engineers at least annually, so we will look at what they're doing on site, look at evaluating their reports, etc. That's ongoing.
And I know that obviously Filtermist is a member of lots of trade associations, including Bosch, and we encourage our engineers to be I-Levy members, and obviously presumably that plays into competence as well.
Well, indeed, because that continued professional development, collaborating and gaining knowledge from your peers is absolutely critical for the ongoing development, so we understand what's happening within the industry, that we're sharing that knowledge and sharing best practice, and certainly that is important.
Great, okay. And I'm sure people can probably hear that it's quite noisy where we are now. We're at Technical Training Academy, so could you tell us a little bit more about this area and what its aims, what its objective is?
Indeed, yes. So the idea behind the Training Academy is that we are creating modules, technical modules for our staff, for our engineers predominantly, so that each of the roles will be assigned a particular module. So let's say we've got modules 1 to 30, a particular role might have 5 or 6 that will be mandatory that they have to undertake as part of their onboarding and their internal training within the business itself, and that can take within a month, 2 months, 3 months, but they have to actually go through this level of internal training. That is something that will then be rolled out to other members of staff. So if people want to develop their careers, if we have people that work in one part of the business and they want to maybe go into a more technical side, it gives them that platform to do so.
Brilliant. Okay, great. Thank you very much.